Today I have the pleasure of speaking with Mark Brennan. How are you today?
Good, Tracy.
Mark, I love vanadium. Largo Resources, of course, is not just an advanced stage play. You are a production play, correct?
We are a production play.
But recently, of course, the share prices have been hit. Can you talk to us a little bit about what's happening?
Sure. I think the biggest concern that the market has right now is with our debt. And what we're looking at is we're starting the repayment of our debt starting in May, and I think people are concerned about the schedule of the repayment of the debt. Very similar to what we saw in 2014 when we had to start our amortization in August. Now, we were able to work with the banks and roll over our debt, and we're working with the banks now, and we believe we're going to be able to roll over the debt again. We have every confidence that the banks are working with us. They're very supportive of the project. They're very supportive of everything that's going on. And I expect that we'll see a resolution in the not too distant future.
Of course, this is a producer. You have end user agreements in place with Glencore. So how did this happen? I mean, was it the price of vanadium? I mean, you're still economical based on the numbers I'm looking at.
Yeah, we've seen vanadium fall probably by about 25 to 30% in the last year. And basically, we're in the ramp-up phase. Pricing coming down was not something that was an optimal situation for us. That said, this project remains very profitable even at the levels of where the commodity price is trading today. And what we need to do is we need to readjust the environment that we have, for the project. And $5 vanadium, this project can still make a lot of money at $5 vanadium. And so we're just readjusting what we're doing now to make sure that happens.
Our science editor just wrote recently that there's a 6.5% compound interest growth for vanadium demand in steel. Is this correct?
Vanadium growth is still very strong, and largely as a consequence of the fact that you're seeing vanadium being used in a multitude of new products, and that'll continue. We're only at the beginning of that phase. So the highest growing segment of the steel industry is the high strength low alloy steels, which is where vanadium sits and is perfectly primed for that position. So we're just at the beginning of a strong growth phase for vanadium.
So in addition to maybe just being hit by vanadium prices being lowered, you're still economical, you're handling it with the banks. When do you see a resolution happening?
I think something will happen. We have our first repayment of debt in May, and I'm comfortable that we'll see a resolution well before then. Again, the banks have been very supportive. They understand that we've seen a fairly dramatic reduction in our cash flows as a consequence of lower vanadium prices, lower iron ore prices. So they recognize that it's circumstances beyond our control, and they're very optimistic with the long-term future of the company, and as are our major shareholders. So we are very lucky that we have very strong support from the participants within Largo.
Well, you do have some large support, because aren't you supposed to be our #1 global supplier of vanadium?
We will be, and that won't take too long. But no, the ramp up is going well. We expect to be at full production in Q3. I don't see any reason why we won't be there. So it's moving along.
Okay, so ramped up to full production in Q3. What else should we anticipate as shareholders?
Well, I think that I mentioned the new environment of a $5 vanadium price environment. I don't believe that's sustainable. I don't think people make money at $5 in general. So I think what we'll see is probably Largo moving towards increased production, and at $5 we'll make a lot of money with increased production.
Of course, our analysts here at InvestorIntel see a price uptick in vanadium this year. Is there anything else you'd like to add about what's happening with Largo Resources?
No, I think things are moving moderately well. I think we're very comfortable. Obviously, the price environment we're in is not optimal, but we have such a strong, robust project that with a little bit of increased production, we'll make up for the price decline. So we're in good shape. We just have to figure out our short-term liquidity issues, and those will be resolved very shortly.
Well, thank you very much for joining us today, Mark.
Thank you, Tracy.